All right, so I'm giving a try for a third winnow and watch what happens. Hard to see on the camera. You can see some of the chaff flies out, but inside here, you still have bits of stalk that either don't have enough fall time or the fan's just not powerful enough to blow them out. So this is not going to work. All right, we had to take a break for a spelling test. So this is all the sand, the silt, and dirt that I sifted out of this bucket here, plus this white stuff, which, as I mentioned before, that's the actual seed. I don't know if the camera can focus on it. Doesn't seem to want to focus. I don't know how to make it focus. Anyway, that's the actual seed stuff, and when we squish it, that's what makes the buckwheat flour. And like I said, I have no idea how to separate that out from the silt other than floating it, which would make it wet, which would make it useless. So that's a loss. Here's the seeds. And as you can see, they're anything but pure seed. We've got all kinds of chaff, bits of hay, bits of straw, bits of weed in there. I have a couple of thoughts as to why that is and why this is so difficult to get it cleaned. I'll save those for another time. At the moment, I'm going to give this one more run through the winnower, and if that clears it up and we can use it, excellent. If not, then this is going to be seed stock for next year. All right, so I've just completed the second winnowing of the buckwheat with the winnow machine. The quarter-inch hardware cloth turned out to be an asset for the coarse winnowing and a liability for the fine winnowing, because it got in the way of all the really fine stuff getting out. So turned the fan around and just winnowed right into this tub here. So here's the issue. Still have a lot of this big stuff here. It hasn't quite made it out. It's the same density as the seeds. Another issue is these easy to spot little green berries. Those are nightshade, which we definitely don't want in our buckwheat flour. A bigger issue is inside here, all this dirt and dust that I'm shaking out with the colander. I've read that in the Middle Ages, there was so much dirt and dust in people's bread that their teeth were generally ground away by the time they were 30. We definitely don't want dirt and sand and grit grinding away our teeth in our buckwheat pancakes. It's not worth it. So, easy enough to run the whole thing through a colander, get most of the dust and dirt out, leave some of the larger rocks. Those are going to be a little more problematic, and I can't think of a way to get those out except by floating them, which would get the buckwheat wet. I don't want to do that. So our finished product isn't very finished. The fan, this box fan, is not powerful enough to move all of the chaff, and the leaf blower in the back there is way too powerful. It blows all of the seeds and everything but the rocks. So I'm not sure how I'm going to skin that cat. And then if you look down at the bottom of the pail here, all this white stuff, that's the actual seed kernel. That's the actual stuff that we want to save. That's what we grind into flour. That's already been broken out of the husks by too much handling. And I don't think there's a way to retrieve it, again, other than floating it out, which I don't think would be good for the... see, here's another nightshade berry. other than floating it out, I can't think of a way of separating it. So I'm not sure how this experimenting is going right now. We'll keep working at it and see what we come up with and keep you posted.